Let's talk some Florida Gator recruiting as the Gators, they're pushing for another top 10 class under Billy Napier in this weekend. They had five-star offensive tackle Felix Ojo at their spring game. He's out of the state of Texas. What do you think about Ojo and UF?
Well, they're trying to make up ground. Texas and Ohio State are the leaders, and you got some other programs in play like Oklahoma, but he had a good experience at Florida. Talked about how it was nice and beautiful. The facilities are some of the best he's seen. And it was nice talking to Coach Napier and Coach DeCoster about his fit in the offense and how they would utilize him. Great visit, he said. We'll see where they stand this summer regarding official visits and how they stack up. But it was a visit he wanted to take. Had a good time at Florida. They certainly didn't hurt their chances.
All right. Speaking of leading, does UF lead for top 10 defensive lineman Vodney Cleveland?
I think so. Talking to some sources that spent time with him over the weekend, that is the vibe on Bodney Cleveland, the number 10 defensive lineman in the country. He said as much to our Corey Bender. So Florida definitely in a really good spot for Bodney Cleveland. This could be a terrific defensive line class as a whole for Florida. I think they're setting the pace for Baldwin Sony, a defensive lineman from over the pond, I believe Germany, that's playing his high school football in Virginia, but Florida has prioritized him as much as anybody. So really like where Florida stands with him. And then Kendall Gerville, they're certainly one of the front runners for him as well. So Florida trying to put together a special defensive line haul, a massive guys that just fit that SEC stereotype at the point of attack.
What else are you hearing coming out of Gainesville after spring game weekend?
Well, certainly one of the more prized recruits that were on campus this weekend was defensive back Aiden Pouncey. That last name certainly very familiar in Florida circles. He talked about how Billy Napier has changed the culture. It's a winning culture now, and that Coach Napier has brought in the right people in the building. If you were asking me where I thought he would go to college, he's coming off great visits to LSU and Michigan and Notre Dame and Miami. But I like the way I like Florida's position for Aiden Pouncey. We'll see what happens as he goes into the official visits. And then tight end Kikua Amua from IMG Academy. It was a special visit for him. Florida's trending on the on-3 RPM, but he loves the offense, the way they use the tight end. So Florida in a good position for him.